I would like you to call me. Would you do that? I would like it.
What took you so long?
I just walked in.
Mm-hmm. You miss me?
Oddly enough, I do.
You said I do. I guess that means we're married.
I guess so.
When this movie appears anywhere on TV, online, in a clip, I have to go watch it in full again. It's that power of relationships, with the intro being of endearing moments of what it feels like fate. You know, just that deep meaning of love and hoping that it's a fated love. I guess maybe something we've been seeing a lot in general, of just wanting in our childhoods, right? It also showcases another side in this movie, that hefty realism. It's not all rainbows and sunshines, as much as we want it to be. If you have never heard of this movie, it's one you need to watch. Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet provide a stellar performance with just fantastic chemistry. Here's essentially a gist of the story. They're a couple who undergoes a memory erasure program to forget their failed, quote-unquote failed relationship. As Joel relives their moments together during the process, he discovers the depth of his love for Clementine and holds on to the memories despite their painful end. Which is the most important thing. He holds on to the memories. You see the good, and you see the bad. There are two lines that truly define this film. It's this moment here.
This is it, Joel. It's gonna be gone soon. What do we do?
Enjoy it.
But also a heartfelt moment at the end of the movie where Joel is just leveling with Clementine and says this.
I can't see anything that I don't like about you.
You will think of things, and I'll get bored with you and feel trapped, because that's what happens with me.
Okay.
Okay.
The biggest struggle in a relationship is that you don't have much control. Just like Joel is very comfortable in the movie living a life of consistency, but his whole life is clearly put upside down, and I would say all for the better, when he meets Clementine. He even states earlier in the film, which is put in an order that is not, you know, the normal. It's all jumbled, which kind of really works for the memory erasing process. Because at the start of the film, we are technically towards the end when you really think about it, which also says a lot about relationships. He also states during this moment that he would never do anything like this. He's looking through his journal, trying to understand why there's so much entries missing. Let me go ahead and personally say that I relate to Joel, and I'm sure everyone out there is either going to relate to Clementine in a relationship or Joel. They're both pretty much extremes. One is looking for more stability, one is looking for more whimsical enjoying of life, rather than just being hunkered down in a homebody, right? Those are kind of the extremisms that I can apply to any relationship, and I think one side of you watching this video will relate to one or the other, which is why this movie works so well. They truly are opposite, and what is odd is opposites really do attract. Joel's someone who wants structure, while Clementine, again, is just changing things on a whim, just like her hair. This does not make any character good or bad. This is just different flavors of how everyone goes through life. But it creates this chaos, and they're navigating that in this film. The chaos of love, the chaos of the relationship, and why they're attracted to one another. Something that is truly bonding a moment between people that it has absolutely no control over. If you have any of the slightest OCD tendencies, this would drive anyone up a wall. But we will see this magnetic bond between these two characters as we are told the story out of order, where they still find each other. The story tells us, is this fate? Or is it just circumstance? Is it just chaos? Is there any purpose? Even when the ending, we see just an endless loop. Is this a fate, meaning that they're always going to be destined to do the same bad thing? Or will they grow as people? Or do we consider that this is just what makes life so wonderful? The story teaches us that because we experience pain, we can relish in those good moments. It's not just one medium, it's all part of it. I really believe that Joel and Clementine will succeed this next go-around even more so because of the pain that they've already been enduring. Even though they're erasing history, they know that they have been through hard times. I mean, let's think of it this way. If society gave us the ability to wipe our minds of negatives, then we never really would be the people we are today. It makes us look back at moments, but also grow on them, like the scene of Staying.
I thought you knew that about me. I ran back to the bonfire, trying to outrun my humiliation, I think.
What if you stayed this time?
I walked out the door. There's no memory left.
Come back and make up a goodbye at least. Let's pretend we had one.
The fear that Joel feels to just run, but also regret of not staying, what memories he could have had, but making sure next time he doesn't make this mistake again. But also that it shapes him for the next time, that he even values the time that he did have with Clementine. He really clings to it, and it really simmers and hits pretty hard home. It was a memory. Maybe he feels some shame. I know I can reflect on my own relationships where I have felt an immense amount of shame, but one where he also built his connection to Clementine. I'm sure we all look back on mistakes, just like I'm sharing my own embarrassment or even side moments of just sheer joy and success. They are the same pieces to a puzzle that we build upon, and it makes us grow. It's why this movie continues to work, and no matter how much I talk about it, experiencing it is just something that cannot be done through a video essay. The themes that are presented, but just how much it goes through even its music choice, its editing style, and the order in which it was filmed like we discussed, but also even the slight special effects that are used. It's done very tastefully, and it really holds up well. Let's talk about briefly the music. Now, I'm not going to talk about too much of the editing, because it's not really my expertise, but I will talk about the tone of the music. I always feel that it's so sad and thoughtful, but has some momentum forward. It feels nostalgic in a way that complements that tone, and it puts us immediately in a spot of reflection, of like our childhood, or just a moment where we needed to grow as a person. I'm going to give a personal example, like Aquatic Ambience does from Donkey Kong Country, or how Donkey Kong Country 2 Bramble Blast plays. All you need to do, let me set the stage, is remember a time of sitting down when the internet was barely even spoken about. You sat down at a TV set that was heavier than you. Those things are massive. They were hard to hold and pick up. Or maybe it was a small one, but you heard the static of the TV as you switched to the channels. You know, you had the old color coding, you had yellow, red, and white. The yellow for video, and then you had the two for audio. And then you know, of course you had a cartridge that you had to blow on just to make sure that it actually worked, and you popped it with your Super NES, right? That static popped whenever you turn it on and off, and it felt so simple. And I'm sure, you know what's crazy is that people during that time period would talk about their time thinking back to simpler times. But that was crazy, is that tech back then was our simpler time. That is what the music in this film does for me. It sparks that emotion. Because of that, the whole film, I'm also in a reflective mood with Joel and Clementine as they struggle with that harsh reality of erasing the memories, but also a piece of themselves. A piece that is so important that even when erased is something that they can never go back to. But why every moment should and needs to matter. So I kind of leave it at this moment where I recommend going back and watching this if you've never seen it. Sure, there's a few things that are kind of spoiled here, but I'm so confident of the strength of this film that you're going to feel the connection the minute that you watch it, and you'll know what I'm talking about. So I'll leave you with these thoughts. In the end, no one wants it to end, but sadly it does. That moment happened at least, and it's just time to make a new one together. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching this video and listening to Mom and building this moment together. As I put this video and script together, it made me reflect about my own relationships, about, you know, mistakes I've made, things that I was really happy about, things I'm really sad about, and how I would never erase one, not even for a moment, because it really shaped me to who I am today. And I hope as you watch this video that you come to the same conclusion and you think back, and that we had a moment all together in this whole big giant universe where we just sat down for a moment of almost silence here in this video once it ends, and we think, you know, that was a really great moment that we had together. Thank you again. Don't forget to leave a like. See you guys all in the next one.